don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know. I don't know about this coup you're talking about. We're talking about some coup. I don't know about that. I'm not associated with that. Now this morning, reading the Guardian, the woman say, I'm not in no coup. I'm not in no camp. Next man say, I'm not in no camp. I'm not associated. Who? That name, I'm not associated with that. Everybody know, every crapper running in your own hole. I'm not associated with that person. I'm not in no camp. I say, why? Wait down. Play a song for me. Play Rod Nelson there for me.
Nelson?
Yeah, play Rod Nelson there for me. Eh?
I want to find it. Hold on.
Play Rod Nelson. All of a sudden, all they disassociated, all they said, well, not to no camp. And even as a shoe after, and even as a shoe today, you know. Yeah, and even. It go fall, the chips will fall where it may. But play this song for me, Lord Nelson. Because people losing themselves. Everybody know what the truth is, or they're just jumping out now, or they're not associated, or they leave any man, or they're not associated with no camp, or they're not or they don't know nothing. Camera talk, or they don't know nothing about that, or they're not associated with that, or they don't. Really, boy. I just stand up with my friend and them, boy.
Which one you want to hear there?
You not go again. You talk about certain men now, boy. Talk about, you know, Nello sing about song. You have a big song.
Which one of them?
Like the Taylor now. Now go again.
Go again.
Mel, Lion the Lion, that the song.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, play that song. I can't take it. Everybody abandon any man. I still a friend. I go stand up with him. All they disassociate in public. I don't know how them out. Play that song for them for me. Play that song for them, everybody. I'm not concerned about the ethnicity as Stuart Young, you know. That was never my issue. All of it. Play that song for me. I fall here. I fall here.
You're lying, Darian, man.
I for them.
I know some of you wouldn't believe me, but if a lie asked me good friend Mackie, it was a big lying competition to see who they will crown as lion champion. Liars from all parts of the West Indies, big shot liars from all them foreign countries. From a feel about 1,000 or so entry in 2 days, he boiled down and leave just 3. I had me eye on Liar the Lion, because I know he does come with some good ones. But they had a younger fella named T-Bone, come from some village there in Tobago. He say his father is Tobago's best fisherman. Catch a fish a mile wide, 80 feet in span. He had to tie it on the boat and swim back to land to get his brother Eric to give him a hand. You hear lie? That is lie. Lie? You hear lie? Teacher Pussy say if you tell a lie, you're going to hell as soon as you die. Why, sir? Come on. Check it out. Liar the lion, he laughed till he sweat. He said, Mr. Depot, ain't say nothing yet. If you really want to hear about fishing, let me blow your mind. Now listen to something. When you're talking about fish, you just hit the spot. I was hoping you did believe it or not. The fish your father caught, for you it was great. But it's them small fish my father does use for bait. Lion went ahead on points in the show. Completely eliminated Mr. Depot. The next man to beat was really outrageous. He asked the judges if he could lie first. The judges asked Lion. The Lion agreed. Say any topic will pick is alright with me. He outrageous, I strong. Let we meet head on. And when we done, see who head fit to wear the crown. You hear lie? That is lie. Lie? You hear lie? Teacher Pussy say if you tell a lie, you
come around and tell you, sir. You see when I ride it with you? I ride it with you.
That is the truth or that is a lie?
That is a lie. I ride it with you. I'm not going to abandon you and disassociate with you. I riding with you.
I don't believe that, man. That's
I's your friend.
that sound like a lie, you know?
I standing up with you.
Hmm.
I'm not going to disassociate with you all of a sudden. No, I'm not in that camp. You know nothing about that. Yeah. I'm not playing. If I with you, I with you, boy.
Right.
For the good and bad, boy. I did with you, boy. I'm not abandoning you.
Make a mistake yet, you know the crowd went wild. They couldn't cool down. As a liar, the lion losing the crown. The judges brought the crowd back to order and asked the lion to lie out a tailor. He said, my man is the best. Rolf is his name. Cutting cloth, making suit is his game. Don't show him the man, my tailor is class. Just show him the corner where the fella pass, and he go make a suit. That is tailor. You hear lie? King liar. Teacher Pussy say if you tell a lie, you go into hell as soon as you die. Whip it up. Make it up. Lay it up. Move it up. Let it go. Teacher Pussy say if you tell a lie, you go into hell as soon as you die. Teacher Pussy say if you tell a lie.
This is the 95 Afternoon Drive with Darian Marcel on the Eye.
I know some of you wouldn't believe me, but if a lie asked me good friend Mackie, it was a big lying competition to see who they will crown as lying champion. Liars from all parts of the West Indies, big shot liars from all them foreign countries. From a feel about 1,000 or so entry in 2 days, he boiled down and leave just 3. I had me eye on liar the lion, because I know he does come with some good ones. But they had a younger fella named T-Bone, come from some village there in Tobago. He said his father is Tobago's best fisherman. Catch a fish a mile wide, 80 feet in span. He had to tie it on the boat and swim back to land to get his brother Eric to give him a hand. You hear lie? That is lie. Lie? You hear lie? Teacher Pussy say if you tell a lie, you go into hell as soon as you die. Why, sir? Check it out. Liar the lion, he laughed till he sweat. He said, Mr. Depot, ain't said nothing yet. If you really want to hear about fishing, let me blow your mind. Now listen to something. When you're talking about fish, you just this spot.
I just said that one for them earlier because I just feel like if I ride him, I ride him. If I supporting you, I supporting you. And we coming out and say, nah, me not about that. I'm not part of nothing. Failure with all that, boy. But I was say, well, I guess see that you gotta find out who your real friends are. Because you have that people in this career, you know, they don't bring you back. When I go in with you, we going all the way. But let me move on all here. That's more important thing to talk about. Donald, we have a new president of the United States all here, Donald Trump. What you gonna do? That's what America, the people of America spoke. We gotta respect that. Moving along. Cameron, good afternoon.
Pleasant afternoon, sir.
Yeah. Good afternoon to all our listeners, wherever you are. Thanks for tuning in. Those on you on the World Wide Web and the rest of and you all around the world. The people who call us from California and from Virginia and Atlanta and Miami and New Jersey and New York, I gotta stop now. All you, thanks for tuning in, but all the best. Hey, Stanley Ford, up in Toronto today. What happened, brother? Nice. Thanks for tuning in. All you have been going on deal with an important issue in this hour here. A very important issue. And you know, it's election after election after election. Oh no, what is that? It's election season. But this is an important issue that, you know, highlights more on one thing for me. Not just an election, but a group of people in this country and in the world who, in my view, this discussion will also. All right, Maria, from Long Island, will bring your attention to a group of people who we ignore plenty. But it's not people you should ignore. We have people here from the Disabled Association of Trinidad and Tobago.
Trinidad and Tobago chapter of Disabled People
Trinidad
International.
and Tobago chapter
Of Disabled People International.
Nice. And your name is?
Michael Fraser.
And?
Jillian Gabriel.
Valerie Toussaint Antoine.
You hear Valerie?
Yeah,
Valerie
yeah.
Toussaint Antoine. Welcome and good afternoon. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
How is this organization going? How long since you all have been a chapter?
Well, we have been a chapter since 1985, right? And the organization is designed for persons with disabilities to have a voice of their own and to manage their own affairs and chart their own destiny.
As you're talking, I remember this organization came into focus some years ago when your then president was
George Daniel.
George Daniel. Yeah, well, that fella had big energy, man.
Yes, and the issue was employment. At that time, one of our members applied for a job at Flour Mills, and he didn't indicate that he was in a wheelchair, and the management there didn't know what to do. They didn't know when they saw him. They didn't know how they weren't prepared for dealing with somebody who has a challenge like that in terms of accessibility and the kind of work that was entailed in that.
How have we done as a society since then in terms of treating in the workplace, both public and private, with the disabled, challenged person?
Well, we have made some strides, but I don't think it's much for the community itself, right? Persons with disabilities has always been viewed as second-class citizens, and still today, you still have that stigma there. We are lobbying for legislation to protect the rights of persons with disabilities. That is on one of the things high on our agenda, as well as looking at education, healthcare, recreation, all the areas that will ensure that persons with disabilities participate in the life of the country and contribute to the development of Trinidad and Tobago. Because persons with disabilities can contribute, and we are contributing to the development of Trinidad and Tobago once given the opportunity.
You know, while I remember George Daniel raised in me an awareness that probably took for granted. While I think I interviewed George Daniel much earlier in my career, but I paid attention to a number of his interactions. You know, I remember the day down in National Flour Mill and so on. But you know, we had a premier in this country who had a hearing issue. You said we are hearing it, and people may not perceive it as a disability, but it was. And he is loved by, he was just a genius. He made sterling contributions. And somehow I find it challenging that we didn't recognize that or appreciate it. And today we have in this challenge still as a society. And I dare say I discovered that it's not only in Trinidad and Tobago, but it is more so in my mind. When you travel, you see the facilities, the accommodation that people with disabilities get. And I think that we are still behind the 8 ball, you know. Ma'am, you are employed. What's his name again?
Jillian Gabriel.
Miss Gabriel, you're employed?
With NCRHA.
Yeah.
I work at Core Hospital. I'm a Simtress 1.
It's
Simtress 1.
Simtress 1.
Yeah.
And I met a member of your, a colleague of yours, Phyllis. I met Phyllis some weeks or months ago. You probably don't know Phyllis. I know Phyllis. She works at Cora. What are your views in terms of you and gainfully employed? How is How's that work environment for you?
Well, it's it's not 100, but it's workable. And what I can say that my management try to make me comfortable.
Yeah.
If I have a problem, I go to them and they will try and sort out the best that they can.
But then you would think that at a hospital,
Hmm.
for example, where they have to see patients in the different challenges,
Yes.
that the hospital will be more friendly an environment and a space for generally
If
people
with disability.
Yeah.
No, not all. Sometimes have the doors,
Yeah.
even the bathrooms,
Yeah. Not
you know,
properly
not
outfitted.
properly outfitted.
Outfitted. Yeah. We have a way to travel, a way
Yeah.
to go. But you see, is when we speak to people like you here,
Mhm.
and you come and we hear your concerns, become aware
Mhm.
and sensitized to the issues. And I'm so happy that you all are here with us this afternoon. And, we having this little chat. Miss Zantine, is this lady name?
Yes.
Miss Zantine, how are you going?
I'm very well, thank you.
Nice to see you again. What is the issue you all want us to you all have a concern with at this time that you want to share with us?
We have an issue with the running and the way that they run DPI with the present president.
You have a president. And who is that person?
His name is Cohen Thomas.
What are the challenges you're having?
One of the things that is the way he runs the organization. For instance, when we get certain things donated to the organization, it's supposed to trickle down to the people on the ground who really need the help, who need our support, because some of them, the money that they get from the ministry is not really enough to help them out. So I believe the onus is on us to help them in whatever way we could, right? And we get some money donated for parcels, which people are supposed to be getting parcels right through now, and that is not happening. The money done, no parcels. And when we ask questions, we're not getting any information whatsoever about how the money was spent or what he did with the money or whatnot.
No, not in 2024. That's not how things go. All charitable organizations, all organizations must be accountable, and accountable to, and the executive have a responsibility to be in the know and to be accountable, and to the members. There must be a level of accountability. There must be transparency. Anyway, is there an agreement?
Mr. Marcel,
What Valerie just told us?
I was a member of the board, the executive board. I left. Date a few months, well, I can't remember exactly. June. The reason why I left is because that decisions was making that I had no input. You know, you come to a meeting, you're hearing this house I've done, that I've done. But how come I know nothing about it? If I is a trusting the organization, check signing, money spending, and I knows Jillian Gabriel knows nothing about it. Right? And then it started disrespect of the board members. And when I talk about it, I had no backing. And that's why I said if I have no backing and I'm in an organization that I have no say, I shouldn't be this organization anymore. It have members say that I'm a run. I'm supposed to stay and fight. But they need to know when you're on a board, it always comes on to a vote. And if 3% vote for me of what I believe to the right thing, and the others 6 vote against, what carried?
They vote that the majority vote.
So I am going to just be going spinning top in mud. So I decided to resign from the board, not from the organization, from the board.
So tell me, Cohen, what are your thoughts? What have been your experience? Yeah. Well, she said she was a trustee. You're a trustee.
Yeah.
And what position? You're on the executive too?
No, I am a past chairperson of the organization. I would have taken up the mantle after Josh Daniel would have passed, and so I have in terms of historical knowledge and that kind of thing, right? So transparency and accountability is paramount in an organization like ours, right? Where you have persons who would come in for their own selfish reasons, right? But the membership have to take active participation in the affairs of the organization, right? And what we have seen is that when called to account, right? Well, I must say the executive because I can't say the president alone, right? Because he doesn't operate independently or shouldn't operate independently. Let me say that, right? There's no response in terms of the accountability for funding from the donors. The donors are asking for accountability and they're not getting it. So funding has been cut for a program that would have been given persons food hampers throughout for the year.
That's a very sensitive issue, you know. What you just described there, that what you're talking about in the absence of accountability based on what you're saying, if the donor is not comfortable, but if they were comfortable enough to want to give,
they would have stayed
because they see a need, and if it has to cut because of lack of accountability, it means that hundreds of people are suffering.
Exactly.
That's a problem.
And it's not $2 or $3; it's hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it's not even a matter of the money per se, but what the money was meant to do for the community.
But then, as you say, what has the executive? I'm confused. I'm confused a bit. See, somebody can help me.
All right.
There need to be accountability by the executive. You resign because you weren't getting answers. You resign. Is it that the general executive generally outside of yourself didn't see the need to account, but the president had supported the executive in executing of his duties and the expenditures and so on?
Well, yes, he had support because whoever signed a check with him and the others was backing him. So
how you know the problem wasn't you?
I wonder.
The problem was, let me tell you something. I was a trustee. I resigned in June also.
Boy.
But when I realized certain things was happening, I used to talk to the individual because I had a thing. I used to tell him, I say, you could be my son. So I talk to you like a mother will talk to her son. I used to talk to him, right? But his take is that he had a mentality. He in charge.
He had.
He still have it. He has a mentality. He in charge, and whatever he says, go. He didn't have to answer to nobody. So when he said he didn't have to answer to nobody, I was upset because you in controlling thing there. This is not your money. When you're dealing with the public purse or when people give you money, you have to account for every cent.
Those are serious charges.
You have to account for every cent.
Those are serious charges.
No. So I told them point blank, I listened. That day when we had a big fallout and I couldn't get through to whoever, and I get real upset. I end up crying and all. I get real upset because I say my name is very important to me. And when he asked me to join, to be a member of the board, I said, as long as the dealing straight, I will be with you. And then we'll go cooking. I out. I don't want to be a part of that because I've never been accused of stealing nobody money.
But it goes a little deeper than that, right? Knowing the community itself, it was a shock to me to find out that allegedly people are also being threatened when they raise their voice against what is happening. I want to say threatened, not
so bullying.
I wouldn't call that bully. He threatened. I was one of them. I was told I might not. He sent to my son saying that if I will lose everything, he will take away everything from me. Well, I am a very rebellious person. You see, when you do me that, I get rebellious.
No, but what I mean, though.
So.
No, what I mean.
We mean that I will lose my house and I will lose everything. And I when he threatened to send people home by me, I told him, if he wanted to send people, make sure he send the right set of people. Because you know people and I know people, and you might go to somebody that I know and you don't even know I know them. That is how we operate. He trying to intimidate people.
Yeah. Some of the threats were reported to the police.
Nah, man,
it's
this is a serious thing you're saying.
yeah,
Yes, it was reported.
it's criminal in terms of the intent, right?
Disturbing.
So it has been reported to the police. I think what is happening now is that because people are of the opinion, or that individuals of the opinion that the community is fragile, that he could use quote unquote pressure or violence to subdue people from speaking out and that kind of thing.
Are they serious
to continue in the vein that he is in.
Are you serious about this?
I'm very serious.
Yeah.
This is shocking to hear. This is shocking to hear.
And when you're disabled as an individual, you don't do your own disabled people those things because you know how oppressed these people are. You don't do them that.
And what has been the response on the complaints that were made to the police?
Well, there were complaints made to the police and to the fraud squad.
The fraud squad.
Yeah, for the misappropriation of funding. I think that is only the right thing for us to do when you have that kind of information, to let them decide if there was criminal intent in that area. With the threats, I know the individuals who were threatened, they made reports to the police, and those are being investigated.
I'm lost for words, actually. I mean, we could disagree. We could disagree on how to do things. But when it comes down to personal threats to individuals, no, that is a different game.
Understanding the climate that we're living in now.
Correct.
And understanding when somebody make those kinds of threats, you can't take it lightly.
So tell me, what is the way forward, man? Well, what is the organization doing?
So most of the membership in terms of going forward, there's a AGM is supposed to be called within the next the period has passed. Right? I don't think that they have made any efforts to call the AGM. So the next step is to have a special general meeting to move a motion to have the executive dissolved. Because at the end of the day, if you cannot account, if you don't have any audited statements, if it is you don't have any records in terms of what is going on within the organization with hundreds of thousands of dollars at stake, and the community is still not getting any kind of information from the organization in terms of how the money was spent, and even persons who are supposed to be receiving hampers are not receiving hampers, right? Because there's an expectation, because the money was to give hampers throughout the year, every month, persons will get hampers. And if people are not getting hampers, then we are not fulfilling our duty as an organization to serve our community.
Well, what is the red flag for me is if the donor haven't made this budgeted allocation and commitment, and then now you must be accountable to the donor. And if the donor becomes concerned enough to stop, that's not a flag again. That is a whole red bacchanal. That is what happened?
The donor who donated the money towards the food stuff, one of the thing they had to do was to do a spreadsheet for them and give proper accountability. That was not done. The donor decided that they will not be helping us anymore in the future or anytime because they did not count to them for nothing. And what they said they were going to do with the money, they did not do with it. Because they are talking about a little bit of money.
They also kept up Zoom meeting with us. Who resigned from the board. But before the sellers that they will not be, they have just a DPI.
Who had the Zoom meeting? The donor.
The donor called us in.
Church of the Latter-day Saints.
Yeah.
They
had a Zoom meeting with us. The
people who resigned,
and they told us that they're trying to get in contact with the president. They're not getting into contact with him, and they will not be given. The DPI will be off of their charitable list.
They are a humanitarian group.
Yes.
So we will not be receiving any funding from them again.
So we'll never get anything from them. And that, you know what hurt me the most? That is the best opportunity DPI ever had. I am 56 years this year. I'm in DPI since I was 19. I'm a member of DPI. I think this opportunity DPI got there is the best we ever had. And look what we did. I'm saying that we are disabled organization. Look what we did. One voice.
So
It is heart wrenching.
this is apart from those members of the executive, the beneficiaries of this has lost even more.
Exactly.
So finally, I'm asking again, what is the way forward? How can this be resolved? Because other corporate citizens and charity organizations looking on, and if they want to help, they must be certain that they will not have these kind of challenges. What is the way forward?
Yeah, so as I said, we are proposing to dissolve the executive, to move a motion to dissolve this current executive and put an interim committee in place to bring the organization into compliance with all the rules and regulations that governs NGOs, right? In terms of audited statements, accountability, and transparency. And we have to put systems in place so that this does not happen again, right? But that is a task that we have to undertake, knowing now that the president is adamant he's not going anywhere.
Well, I mean, that sounds like a kind of a situation. What are the mechanisms that has to be triggered for this meeting to take place? This you call a special...
Yeah, emergency general meeting. Or
Who has to call that? Who has to do?
Well, the membership could call for it. The membership is the final body, the general membership, right? We elect the executive, so we can call for emergency general meeting.
Do you have to have a certain level of support, a 2/3 majority, a simple majority, a simple individual or individuals calling for how is it done?
Right. So currently, the annual general meeting is overdue, right? The membership, seeing that, I think it's just the deadline was the 19th. No, the deadline is the 19th, but the deadline to notify was yesterday.
Was yesterday, yes.
Was yesterday,
Yes,
right?
yesterday.
To notify. So that didn't happen. So what that triggers now is that the membership now has to now mandate the executive to call an emergency meeting.
And what's the process? When you say mandate, what does that mean?
Well, it most likely will be via petition.
Okay.
Right? Once we get the majority of members to petition the executive, they have no choice but to call.
And from your assessment, do you feel you will get the support based on your knowledge of your membership and so on?
Yeah, once members understand, because I think what happens with organization like ours is that you have a lot of persons who are seen here now, I would consider us as persons with disabilities the lucky ones. We are outside, we are seen, we are visible, right? You have members who have not seen outside in years, right? Members who have been marginalized within their own family structure, right? And those are the people that we represent. So once the membership understands the gravity of the situation, because I think you could look at it as a smoke screen, because yes, I got 2 hamper, so happy, but you're supposed to get 6. You understand? So they could say, well, the president doing good because he gave us 2 hamper, but you're not ready 2 years supposed to get 8. Understand?
I'm curious to find out where this money allegedly gone.
Right.
You know what I mean, but we reached 4 o'clock and we have to end.
Yeah.
I wish you all the best, and I want to tell you that I'll be happy. I don't like advantage and things. There's no situation, not comfortable with it. What I heard, I'm very disturbed by it. And I'll be happy to interview you all going forward in terms of working this out.
Yes.
And I pray that it is not as bad as it may seem. You know, I'm just hoping, and I'm hoping that I'm hearing through the grapevine there's a rose in the middle of this. I
Oh,
hope
yes.
that I hope that I'm hoping for the best.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks again for chatting with me, and know that we are I-95 on the afternoon drive. Is in the interest of your members. Generally, you want to get this matter resolved
Yes.
Yes.
in the quickest way and in the best way. And I hope that it is not as bad as it seems at this time.
Yes.
Thanks for chatting with us.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
A pleasure, folks. It's kind of winded here. This don't sit good with me. I kind of confused, but it's 4 o'clock, and we have to go to New Center 5 at 4. I see Miss Onika. Hello, help me, and I know you know. I know that you're.
We are waiting.
Yeah, I know.
Monica James.
I know how you're feeling.
Yeah.
But let me. I know how you're feeling. I know how you're feeling. I watch in your face. But we gotta go to New Center 5 at 4 with Miss Onika
Miss Onika James.
James. Yeah, right.
This is the 95 Afternoon Drive with Darian Marcel on the Eye.
News Center 5 at 4 is brought to you by
TWCU, our credit union, one family.
Attention, all valued members and stakeholders of TWCU Credit Union Cooperative Society. We're excited to announce our relocation to a brand new address, 105 to 107 Henry Street, Port of Spain. This move reflects our commitment to growth and providing you with the best possible service. Our new location offers a modern, member-focused experience in a convenient central spot. Please update your records with our new address, and don't worry, our contact information stays the same. For more details, call us at 623-4444 or email us at info@twcu.co.tt. TWCU Credit Union. Our credit union, one family.
broadcasting from Port of Spain, Trinidad. This is the most influential name in radio. I-95.5. Live local coverage you can depend on. This is News Center 5 at 4.
Two separate police exercises in South Trinidad result in fatal shootings. Port operations in Port of Spain are challenged for a third day as dock workers maintain protests. Finance Minister Carmen Burt admits to challenges in the country's economy but says there is nothing to worry about. And distrust of President-elect Donald Trump in Lebanon amid ongoing Israeli bombardment. Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome to the news at 4. I am Onika James. The search is on for a suspected bandit who police say might be nursing gunshot wounds. Officers say his condition stems from a confrontation between police and alleged bandits this morning in Guapo Point, Fortin. The gunfight left one officer and a suspected criminal dead and another police officer wounded. According to reports, Police Constable Krishna Banahar of the Superior CID in the Southwestern Police Division was pronounced dead at hospital at around 5:20 a.m. Police have identified the deceased suspect as Hakim Joseph of St. Rose Street, Gonzales Village. Reports say the police constable and other officers were on an anti-crime exercise at around 5:20 a.m. when shots were fired at them. The police returned fire and a gunfight ensued. Two officers and a suspect sustained gunshot wounds. They were all rushed to hospital. However, PC Banahar and Mr. Joseph were pronounced dead at the Point Fortin area hospital. Another officer who was also wounded remains hospitalized, while one of the bandits made good his escape. And earlier, 39-year-old Gabriel Hinkson is killed by police in Mayaro. Reports say that incident occurred along an agricultural access road off the Food Crop Road Double Bridge Guayagüari Road at around 3 o'clock this morning. Officers of the Mayaro CID proceeded to a garden camp where Mr. Hinkson lived. He was wanted by CID relative to an outstanding recent report of malicious damage to property. Reports say on arrival, the officers announced their presence, and Mr. Hinkson came to a galvanized door to the southern side of the camp armed with a cutlass. It is said the presence of officers was again announced and the deceased fired a chop at an officer who blocked it with his MP5 firearm, during which he sustained a laceration to his left hand. Reports say the officers again told the victim to drop the weapon, but he again lunged at officers. They say, in keeping with the use of force policy, they discharged their weapons issued by the TTPS in the direction of the deceased. Police say Mr. Hinkson fell to the ground and was observed to be suffering from apparent gunshot injuries about his body. There were no signs of life. It is day 3 of protest at the port of Port of Spain, and dock workers maintain they will not be letting up anytime soon. Leaders of the representing Siemens Waterfront Workers Trade Union and their president, Michael Anisette, says they are fed up with the government and they will not stop if their demands are not met. Operations at the port continue to be affected as employees continue to withhold their labor. Earlier today, the SWWTU President General made it clear again that workers will not accept any more disrespect from government.
From what was gleaned to me, there is no fully return to normalcy on the port as yet. Workers are still upset. Workers still feel dissatisfied. Workers still feel that they are being marginalized and not respected by the government and the management. And they are deeply concerned over the unwillingness of the management and by extension the government to meet and treat with the SWWTU to resolve the issues that are real issues that are confronting workers, given the fact that the port of Port of Spain is a major port and it has implications for our economy. And as I speak to you, we would have written letters to the management pointing out several issues. Today, the management have not yet even acknowledged or respond to the union letter.
Mr. Anisette again reiterated the issues affecting his members.
The 12%, the issue of management unilateralism, the question of management unilaterally changing settled terms and conditions of employment and implementing new terms and conditions without discussions, failing to upgrade the roles of the respective workers. I'm telling workers that if you do not sign a declaration form, which has never happened in the port, we will withdraw our letters of promotion. Only helps to add fire to the already burning industrial relations fire. And that is not the way that a government or an employer who is serious about our country and our goods and services and our port behave.
Mr. Anisette was speaking with News Center 5 today. Yesterday, Port Chairman Lyle Alexander said the management will do what is necessary to keep operations flowing. The country's economy is being described as solid, but in the same breath, Finance Minister Colm Imbert admits there are some challenges. Minister Imbert explains that while Trinidad and Tobago's economy has seen 3 consecutive years of real growth, unstable energy prices often presents a problem.
Energy prices or petrochemical prices, oil prices, gas prices, we're very challenged. We're challenged because we are what is called a mature energy province. So our oil fields are old, our gas fields are old, and even some of our petrochemical plants are quite old. So we have a lot of challenges there in terms of production. Prices are very volatile, but I am very confident that the work that is being done by some of the smaller companies, I saw something on TV, I think 2 days ago, or maybe it was even last night, where Touchstone is producing gas and is now putting natural gas into the the national grid, as it were, and so on.
He says while he is comfortable where the economy is at this time, there is need for intense management. However, Minister Imbut expressed confidence that government is capable of handling the issues.
So there's a lot going on with small and medium-sized oil and gas operators, and of course, we have the entire Venezuelan province, which we expect to be able to exploit or to share in as a better world within the next 2 years or so. So I'm comfortable with the way where the economy is. It's because of production problems and because of price problems. Things are going to need a lot of intense management over the next 2 years. But we've been there, done that. I mean, we went through COVID, we survived that. We went through the 2016 to 2018 period where oil dropped to $20, we survived that. So I think we as a country can survive, and the economy is now on a solid footing. It has a growth momentum, and I think we'll be okay. It just needs a lot of very careful management.
He was speaking at a news conference yesterday. Meanwhile, Chairman of the Tobago arm of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Curtis Williams, is calling for the immediate intervention of the Minister of Finance in treating with the present Forex issue. Mr. Williams told News Centre 5's correspondent Elizabeth Williams the situation is affecting Tobago businesses.
The Forex issue is affecting Tobago businesses. This from Chairman of the Tobago arm of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Curtis Williams, spoke with News Centre 5.
The Forex is a pressing situation, and I mean, it has such a huge impact on small business and individual. We can see some of our businesses are scaling back. Some is actually going to close sections of their business. And just getting that Forex on the bank is a headache.
Yeah. And with the strike action by port workers in Trinidad, Mr. Williams is expecting higher prices come Christmas.
And we're going to see some increases coming. Please look out for it, because the delay of all these ships out in the stream, the cost is going to go up, and the business owners, the wholesalers, is going to pass that cost on.
Reporting for News Centre 5, I am Elizabeth Williams.
It was only yesterday the finance minister said he was not aware of how Tobago business owners access Forex. During a media conference, he assured that he would be meeting with the Tobago Chamber soon.
I am not aware of the mechanism by which Tobago businesses access foreign exchange. I don't know if they go to the Exim Bank. I don't know if they go to FCB, for example. And one of the interest groups that I will be talking to will be the Tobago Chamber, of course. And I will get that information out of them. And then we'll see whether we could fashion something for them.
Minister Com Imbert. Regionally, a government minister in Guyana is calling for a new culture which will minimize the incidence of corruption within the public and private sectors. Minister Gail Teixeira was addressing an anti-corruption workshop yesterday when she said Guyanese must remove themselves from the perception that there is always a need for under-the-table activities.
What has to be developed consciously is a new culture that is not based on a view by some that you have to grease someone's hand to get something, but where the systems work transparently and fairly and people trust them to do so. We need to have a new culture where people feel that if they want a passport or they want to put in a tender for a contract, they don't have to grease anybody's palm.
She said corruption robs ordinary people of a better quality of life.
We recognize that corruption removes resources from people and the capacity for their development and well-being. For every dollar that is passed under the table to win a contract or to make someone wealthy, denies an ordinary person maybe access to a good road, or to a school, or to a health center, or to more drugs. Common school drugs, that is.
The minister noted that Guyana has ratified the Inter-American Convention Against Corruption and adopted the Lima Commitment in addition to the UN General Assembly's Political Declaration on Corruption. She said her government has been taking a stance against those who seek who seek to exploit the country's public sector investment program by milking it via corrupt practices. She said the government will fire anyone guilty of engaging in corrupt practices. Internationally now, an Israeli strike has targeted a residential building in the coastal town of Baja, south of Beirut, killing at least 20 people. Lebanon's government has accused Israel of rejecting diplomatic initiatives, while Hezbollah says it's open to talks only after the aggression ends. But diplomatic channels will likely be on pause until the new president takes office in January. Al Jazeera's Zina Kadir reports from Beirut.
Israel had issued a new bombing threat. Not long after, the bomb started. Israel had issued a new bombing threat. Not long after, the bombs started dropping on Beirut's southern suburbs. It coincided with a new pledge by Hezbollah not to surrender. These neighborhoods were already largely empty. But Israel's war on Hezbollah has no front line, and more often than not, the strikes come without warning. Its air force is targeting anything or anyone affiliated with the group in places where its supporters are, and the death toll is climbing. At times, the strikes are outside Hezbollah's traditional strongholds, but the group believes its strength comes from its ability to continue to resist.
There is only one thing that will stop this war of aggression, and that is the battlefield. This includes resistance fighters confronting the Israelis at the border, and the rockets and drones fired deep into Israel.
Hezbollah has expanded the geographical reach of its attacks, hitting a military base near Tel Aviv's main airport. But at the same time, it is leaving the door open for negotiations.
There is a roadmap for negotiations, and we made that clear. Through indirect negotiations conducted by the Lebanese government and the Speaker of Parliament, Nabi Berri. The basis of any negotiation must involve an end to Israel's aggression and respect of Lebanon's sovereignty.
Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's proposal contradicts that. He has made clear a deal must involve an Israeli role to prevent Hezbollah from rearming. That, he said, is more important than a ceasefire.
And that report there brings us to the end of your news to 4 o'clock. As a reminder of the headlines before we go, 2 separate police exercises in South Trinidad result in fatal shootings. Port operations are challenged for another day as dock workers maintain protests. Finance Minister Colin Burt admits to challenges in the country's economy, but says there is nothing to worry about. And distrust of President-elect Donald Trump in Lebanon amid ongoing Israeli bombardment. Stay with us. More news to come at 5 o'clock.
News Center 5, live local coverage you can depend on. I-95.5, the most influential name in radio. News Center 5 at 4 was brought to you by
TWCU, our credit union. One family.
Attention, all valued members and stakeholders of TWCU Credit Union Cooperative Society. We're excited to announce our relocation to a brand new address, 105 to 107 Henry Street, Port of Spain. This move reflects our commitment to growth and providing you with the best possible service. Our new location offers a modern, member-focused experience in a convenient central spot. Please update your records with our new address. And don't worry, our contact information stays the same. For more details, call us at 623-4444 or email us at info@twcu.co.tt. TWCU Credit Union. Our credit union, one family.
This Sunday on episode 45 of Ion Dependency, reality radio at its best.
As we approach the start of 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, on the 25th of November, on Dependency is giving you a head start. We have interviewed many women survivors of gender-based violence, but this Sunday, we speak with a male survivor of an abuse partner. Accompanying the survivor will be the president of the Single Fathers Association and National Award recipient Rundle Fields, who will discuss how violence and other issues affect men in our society. Listen live from 10 a.m. on I-95.5 FM or watch live on I on Dependency Facebook page or YouTube channel. The Counter Trafficking Unit, Ministry of National Security brings to you I on Dependency. We don't just share stories, we change lives.
So grateful for this precious life. Embrace it with a fearless stride. Think so deep to turn your dreams to reality. With a bright future on your side, through every journey you will find what you've earned and accomplished, you now deserve to be. Embrace life with guardian life. Only you can pave the road for your legacy. Embrace life with guardian life. Every step is one step closer to live easy. Life, health insurance, and pension solutions. Embrace life with Guardian Life.
Buy a ticket and support Presentation College San Fernando with a massive raffle, the Grand 3-Car Raffle. Win one of 3 brand new MG motorcars, courtesy Massey Motos. The draw is on Wednesday, December 4th at the school compound. This is your opportunity to win, so don't miss out. Each ticket costs only $100 and are available from teachers, pupils, and parents from the school. Tickets are also available at Athletes by the Park, 519C3 Mall, Bellini Drugs, Sion's Bar, Kenny Sports in San Fernando, and Queen Street, Port of Spain, Crosby, St. James, selected Catholic churches in San Fernando, Extra Foods Endeavor, and Grand Bazaar. All proceeds go to further education at Presentation College San Fernando. It's their Grand 3-Car Raffle, Wednesday, December 4th. For more information, call 732-3402.
This Friday on Project Hope, Giselle and Jared once again delve deeper into the issues plaguing our minds on a daily basis. Policing, good or bad, extortion, school violence, kidnappings, just to name a few. How are we to process all of this? Are there any answers? Is there a light at the end of this very long tunnel? Well, let's welcome criminologist Dr. Wendell Wallace to Project Hope this Friday from 12:30 to line up the ducks and help us understand and chart a way forward with Giselle and Jared, keeping hope alive. Project Hope.
Ridiculous 6.5 is back.
Time to give them a day. Like a throwback baby.
What final performance Queen saw Saturday, 9th November?
Okay, you just come out the toilet.
Sorry, you should have lit a match.
You should have light a flambeau.
Beska, Cecilia, George, Penny, Kern, Stefan, Rody, and Benny.
The best comedy for 2024 is having its final show.
Ridiculous 6.5 is back. One night only.
Tickets available. Norman Shoe Store, Long Circular Mall, Beachology, Mokarappa Road, Key Squared Stores, Brentwood Mall, Shogunas, Eastgate Mall, West Mall, Boutique Mall, and online at islandetickets.com.
Call 683-4843 for more info.
Ridiculous 6.5 is coming.
In celebration of Calypso History Month, Tuco North Zone Extemporama Committee presents Extemporama 2024, honoring the undisputed king of Extempo, Winston Gypsy Peters, the 14th-time Extempo champion and reigning Extempo monarch, on November 15th at Lions Cultural Center, Port of Spain, from 8 p.m. sharp, with a massive Extempo zonal battle. From the south, Brian London, Abby Belly, Short Pants, and the honoree himself, Winston Gypsy Peters. From the north, Black Sage, Contender, Gary Ranks. From the east, Lingo, Lady Syntax, Fireball, and representing Tobago, Niall Manswell. Remember, you the audience will be the judge. Also appearing, 2024 Freestyle Champion Squeezy Rankin, guest artist, organizer, and Edwin Ayong, Crazy. Musical accompaniment by Michelle Henry and the Kaiso Encore Band. Your MCs, Shirley Hendrickson and Omari Ashby. Admission only $200. Tickets at Crosby St. James and all Tuco offices. It's endless giveaways as usual. Extemporama 2024, Friday, November 15th at Lions Cultural Center from 8 p.m. sharp.
The Voice of the People with Harvey R. Barris is now on every Wednesday on I-95.5 FM. Tune in as he discusses current affairs and more. Do you want the truth? Can you handle the truth? I love my country. The Voice of the People. Now, every Wednesday at 6:15 p.m. with Harvey R. Barris. Only on I-95.5 FM.
This is the 95 Afternoon Drive with Darian Marcel on the Eye.
Santi Manite. Christmas I come by you and your children and them say, Emma Daddy tell we to tell you that he and they. But next morning first thing, you find your tail by me and you didn't come alone, you bring your whole family. You're lost. Nobody can come in your house. Christmas when we paraning, you all behind the house hiding. You're lost. You don't want people in your house. Christmas everybody shopping, you from house to house mopping. You're lost. Nobody can come in your house. Christmas everybody sharing, but you never have anything. You're lost. You don't want people in your house. Use the lousiest thing in this world, like your pocket and them a hole. Boy, Rico already tell me what you know, boy. You hide him when they come by you in area. Oh God, boy, where's that? You and Malay, you will go down in history. I can come by you with my whole family. Every time I see you, you're on the road all day. So judging from what I know, Emma, you will live in no way. You're lost. You don't want people in your house. I can sing you a serenade when you're prominent by the dial. You're lost. You don't want people in your house. Emma, you can show up on me. All you know is chili BP. You're lost. You don't want people in your house. Emma, check out a physician. You suffering from malnutrition. You're lost. You don't want people in your house. I go hard to put you in court for me Josie and my jockey short. Baila! Yeah, man. All you, lock the lamp, you get me the big lock now. And you know what to do? You see the regular shop boy? Put it all over down for me, please now. Bandit in the place, boy. What's wrong with you, Caddy? Oh, you know I like to lime, and I accustomed coming by you every Christmas time. It's not to say I forget you or throw you away and ting, but I get a Kaiso contract, so I was away touring. You're lost. Nobody can come in your house. Everybody eating ham. You boiling smoke, carrying and yam. You're lost. Nobody can come in your house. What it is, you back squeezing, and in your house they had nothing. You're lost. Nobody can come in your house. You fridge out the hot water, and you playing big superstar. You're lost. Nobody can come in your house. I was back mid 250. You borrowed in 1970. And the water in the fridge are even cold. And the fridge are working. Yeah, mama. Emma, don't try that on me, and let me tell you why. Goodness gracious, put a hand, you and see all you could lie. What contract you talking about, and where you was storing? Every time that I see you, it's in a wrong west you singing. You're lost. You don't want people in your house. Only time you don't come by me is when you feeling hungry. You're lost. You don't want people in your house. Emma, all you could get from me is grandma's on in Moby. You're lost. You don't want people in your house. Last time that you get locked up was for deep into plastic cup. You're lost. You don't want people in your house. Emma, you can't go no way. In jail they don't give you say. Caramba! Yeah, man. First time I see people running and watching my breadfruit piece so. Emma not easy boy. They hungry or what? Are we looking pale so? Now I get on like this. Time to stop this show business. Don't allow politics to mash up our friendship while we cussing one another and living like enemy. All them politicians and them in parliament is one family. Forget too slow. We going from house to house, Voicing out the love way. We going by Manning and Pandy.
Forget too slow, forget too slow. We going from house to house. One people, one destiny. Why don't let politics divide we? Forget too slow, forget too slow.
We going from house to house. It's Pinal and Caroni. Vita Mestet and Lavanti.
Forget too slow, forget too slow. We going from house to house. After this season of goodwill,
we still have a nation to build.
Forget too slow,
yeah, man. Let me forget politics. Vote for who you want and don't forget and break up. We live in a boy. We one family.
I am Gypsy making Polari now.
Is so?
Yeah.
Well, I gonna make double student. Yeah, it's one family, one country. We have one nation to build. Don't let politics divide.
I agree.
Let me friend. It's Christmas time and after that,
I agree.
Born again.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
He's a son, a brother, a husband, a father, a businessman. He cares. He's a citizen. If it happens in Trinidad and Tobago, Citizen Darian speaks. If it affects you, Citizen Darian speaks. If it affects Trinidad and Tobago, Citizen Darian speaks. More country than party, Citizen Darian speaks. Listeners of I-95.5 FM, Citizen Darian.
Welcome back. I had a nice editorial prepared. I had quite a clear guideline as to what I was going to treat with in this hour. But that interview that I just had in the first hour, with the Trinidad and Tobago chapter of the Disabled People International, it bothered me plenty. And therefore, I'm going to dedicate my editorial on this issue because this was our society, and let me just focus on Trinidad and Tobago. We rarely give lip service to these issues, to these people. We ignore them a lot. We don't give them the kind of attention that they should get. And I'm talking generally people, not only physically disabled people, the blind, the hearing challenged people, people with autism and so on. I have found that as a society, we don't do enough. I remember years ago, Mr. Daniel caused the state to make, to adjust the pavements and put ramps for the differently abled and the blind to traverse the streets of Port of Spain. I don't know how much progress we have made since then with that. Buses that were dedicated to the differently abled and the blind, I don't know how much efforts we make with that. Some places made adjustments in terms of the infrastructure, and they put ramps and so on for the differently abled. And that's years ago. To date, I thought we should have been much further in our commitment to the differently abled. And sometimes I laugh because the only time we hear of people are doing these things is when they are affected one way or the other, and not us as a society paying attention to what somebody might say is an unfortunately the least of us. A lot of these people have significant contributions that they can make. I mean, I laugh when people come here and they see Tom, who has a sight issue. But Tom is a gifted person, man. Gifted, and they're like no different to many of us. One of the ladies here she's a seamstress. They have a contribution to make. All we have to do is to make us an adjustment to the space in some instances for them, provide, whatever decisions we make in this country, we must take them into consideration. How a decision we make, whether it be infrastructure-wise, policy on you know, different policy, got state policies and whatever, how does it affect them? Or we must include them, think about them when we're making certain decisions. They're not asking, they really, they're not, I don't think they make much demands on us as a society, but there are people who we should um, take into consideration. And to hear now that they're having these challenges, so from what they said, in this instance, the Church of the Latter-day Saint gave them a provision, a financial contribution, significant financial donation, so that they could provide hampers for members who are unemployed and need help. And there may be some who, although they're employed, need help with a hamper every month. And I remember when they went to Bigo and so on. Now, so I know those people would have appreciated that. And the fact that the organization, the donor, had to stop it, it means they weren't satisfied with what they saw going on, accountability, transparency, means that they weren't happy to stop it, because nobody don't decide to make a sizable contribution towards a particular goal or cause and then just stop it. No, people don't play that. They will do it if they're not satisfied in terms of accountability, how the money was spent. And so this is a significant loss to that community. And therefore, we must pay attention. I hope that the reports made to the fraud squad is seriously investigated. Now, people are innocent until proven guilty, but it is investigated, and the air must be cleared. If there was no mismanagement and so on, then it's important to clear the air on that with that, so that the organization might rethink, the donor might rethink their position, and there may be other donors who might have been interested in contributing. They might jump on board once the decks are cleared of any wrongdoing. And if there is a problem, then there needs to be an intervention. They made claims of people being bullied and threatened. I hope the police are investigating those matters. That is dangerous. That's not sounding good. And I hope the police take this very serious. And I hope that the next time I speak with these people, the police inform them that they're taking action and the action is taken. Again, I mean, allegations are allegations. And it needs to be investigated to determine if there's any truth to it, or if it's just something misunderstood, overreaction, whatever it is. But I just call on the authorities who has the responsibilities to treat to this, to please do so quickly. And those people at a disadvantage, physically and otherwise. So I'm begging you, I'm begging all you, I'm begging, please investigate this matter. Please investigate this matter. Please investigate this matter. Please. It will be sad that if there's any truth to these threats, that it be carried out and hurt anybody, and then you'll find a reaction from the police when there have been reports made. From what they said, reports have been made. And that is my problem. There is my problem. I think that these reports being made on somebody understanding the dynamics and the people involved should know that they are at a physical disadvantage, literally sitting ducks, and therefore go and investigate and ensure that there is no real threat. And if there are threats, that the persons making the threats are held accountable. I'm just saying. And in terms of the hampers and the funds and the contribution that was made, as I said earlier, an organization like the Latter-day Saints and any other NGO making a decision to give hundreds of thousands of dollars to a charitable organization like this, They didn't take it, they didn't make it lightly. And for them to stop it, there had to be serious concerns that they had. And whoever in the background, they're trying to tweak it and fix it to make it look good or clean it up. And for it to look good, or hide or bury or whatever. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. You will be held accountable too. And it's not for a proper forensic audit with unearth any wrongdoing. A proper forensic audit by qualified people. A matter of fact, I want to ask that anybody listening out there, any company, auditing companies with the skill set, please volunteer. Volunteer to do a proper forensic audit for this organization, and then the chips fall where they may. I beg you, volunteer to do a proper forensic audit and help them clear the decks. I'm calling loud and clear for that. I beg you on their behalf. I'm not going to talk much here, I hear what I want as we go forward in this hour. I'm going to open the lines, but I'm opening the lines and I want you to listen to me because I'm not going to be happy. I'm opening the lines for members of this association to call in exclusively between now and 5 o'clock. Nobody else call. We will hear your calls after 5. So for those listening who belong to this organization, who have concerns or who want to challenge these statements made here, call us at 622-3937. I am not entertaining calls from anybody else. And by the way, if you lie, that's on your conscience. If you're a member of this organization and you have concerns, you have views to express, I will take your calls exclusively now on this issue. Remember I was saying, if you are not a member of the organization, you don't know the facts, or you have any information, please allow the members of this organization to call. I will entertain your calls in the next hour on this issue, but I'm staying on this issue. Cameron,
sir,
you will utilize that finger that you cut off people with.
Yeah.
You will utilize that because I have no tolerance.
So you're taking calls now?
Yeah, we're taking calls at 622-3937.
We have a call on the line.
Good afternoon.
Hi, good day. Good day.
Good day.
I am a member of DPI for 20-something years.
Nice.
With referring to what they're talking about with the hampers, I was one of the persons who was doing the deliveries in Trinidad.
Okay.
And on June, we were supposed to go to Tobago. So we had interviews with people, 110 people, to give hampers in Tobago. And none of those people got none of the hampers.
Why?
Because instead of going and do the deal with the hampers, our president decided to keep our sports. And this is what he did with the money that was allocated for the hampers. This is what he did to keep our sports. You understand?
But sir, if the money from the donor was specific as to what the money is to be used for, then your president or the organization don't have the latitude to do otherwise.
No, but here went on. Remember, in our organization, it's about board. I talked to the president personal, and he said he's taken responsibility at using the money for the sport, because he said he had done advertise the sport and people was looking forward to the sport. He didn't want to disappoint them. And I keep telling him, I say, but no organization does keep our sports by themselves. They look for donors. So he was saying he would have get back the money that was spent.
So in your opinion, was there accountability for the spend from that fund on the sports?
No, up to now they can't say nothing. Look how long we asking where the money going, how much money all they spend on the sports. Not up to now. Up to this day, nobody have not come out and give the members an answer with nothing what went on with that sports.
Where was this sports?
Eh?
Where was this
It
sports?
was in the Baka Center Excellence.
Was it well attended?
It was all right. It was so. But the amount of money that was spent on that sport, I never hear nothing like that in my life.
Wow.
And the thing with it, right? Check it. June, July, August, September, October. We're going on to November and not a hamper give out to nobody. So how members supposed to feel about this? Not hurt. I was doing the delivery. I seen what people going through and I disabled the same how. I've been a member since I'm 20, that is 45 now. So how I supposed to feel? We finally get an organization, somebody come and give you a boost. You understand? And the thing with it, next year they was to give us money again, but they're not giving us nothing with how the money was spent. Next year, we could have go to them and say, boy, all right, or they give you food this time. Well, she teach you how to fish. Let me open up some kind of thing to benefit disabled people. It's real hurtful. This hurtful.
Okay.
And he don't care.
Thanks for your call, sir. Appreciate it. Let me have another caller. Good afternoon.
622-3937, 622-3937.
Good afternoon.
We have a call.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
First, I'd like to commend you on what a wonderful show a program that you guys have there.
Thank you.
I am also a member of the disabled community. Right. One of the things I would be known for is going around and fixing persons' wheelchair. I will go to and from, no matter what part of Trinidad I will go, and I will be fixing people's wheelchair. And I have partnered with a few of my friends, and every month we try to do at least 6 to 7 hampers. You're talking about rice, sugar, flour, oil given to the disabled community. Right? Vienna sausage, you name it. We try to put it in there. Each hamper could total to like about close to $175,000. Just $75. Sorry, $175. Right? Each hamper. And we try, just me and a few friends try to put that together every month, at least 6 to 7 hampers. My brother, it is sad to know that we had the opportunity right there with this donation that was given to help. When I go to certain persons' places with disability and I see them on a bed of affliction, you're talking about who have so bad sores, who got in accidents and haven't been outside for years, who have rent to pay, who have medical bills to pay, who have pampers to buy, who have catheters. I am so sad that this flash man, I just call him the flash man because that's what he like. He like the flash. He like the spotlight, right? Which is the president I'm referring to. We got the opportunity to be a blessing. You know, telling you, talking and I get emotional, sir, because I'm telling you, when I go to certain people places and I see the condition they're living in, and we had the opportunity financially to be a blessing to to these people throughout Trinidad and Tobago. And now, because this flash man come, and I tell you, flash, brother, if I sit down and talk to you all about the life this man live without money, the things that he have been doing with this man, with the money that was donated to us.
Now,
So
caller, before you continue, right? I just want to make it clear, right? Let us not defame anybody, right? Let what you're saying be the truth.
And I could swear to that anyway. What I'm saying here, I could swear to this anywhere, on any grounds, in any circle. and I would get lots of backing. It's a lifestyle that really spend all the money. That lifestyle that this president was living, he was what you call living it up, right? He was what you call that. You see what you call you're living it up. You're living the life. That is what the man was doing with the money that was given to help persons for his own personal and lustful gains.
Now, you know, you have to have evidence of these things. You can't
I have evidence like that. I have people to back me up like that. Yeah. And I don't go look into close off now. But it hurts me down to my trembling now. I have to tell you I'm getting emotional. It hurts me so much when I know that we had the opportunity to be a blessing, and because of this money, these hampers, I used to go and give out hampers too. Mr. saying whoever you like it to come and give help to distribute. I went far while giving out hampers. Sometimes with the president was the first time I went and I gave out hampers with him. But the lifestyle, man, he really overdo it. He failed us. He failed us terribly. He failed us terribly.
Thanks very much.
And now it's like he just don't give a crap. All you hear with the money done and all you handle all your stories, the man don't give a crap.
Thanks.
So again, I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to voice what is going on. What has been and is continuing to happen to persons living with disability.
Thanks very much.
Thank you for calling.
Let's take another call.
Guys, good afternoon.
Larry,
Yes.
I'm not
Hello.
taking calls from anybody other than members of the association. I was very clear on that. In the next hour, we'll open up the lines to everybody. Okay? Could we take a call? Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I am a member of the disabled community. My head take down this radio. Sorry about that. Yeah, I am bedridden and the radio make a little hard and echoing in my ears.
Yeah, we're getting the feedback as well.
Yeah. My head. Yeah, doing it down so there's somebody coming and do it down.
Sure.
Sorry again.
But you can go ahead in the meantime.
Yes, so I am a member of the Disabled People's International Trinidad and Tobago chapter for some years. And this is the worst I ever see happen to this organization. When I read what the members who have resigned had put up and what they sent to the fraud squad and stuff, it was like, it hurt me bad. For instance, the sports day they were having, you know, he take, I believe, his family members and they write check to them for $75,000 for breakfast, $65,000 for lunch. Where you're feeding the defense force. If you go and buy 100 buckets at KFC, you would not pay so much. $75,000 for lunch, $65,000 for breakfast. The man rent a vehicle to drive around, say, doing DPI business at TIDA. $500 a day to rent a TIDA. Everybody know you could get a TIDA rent for between $250 and $300 a day, and if you're renting it long term, you pay less. So you just squander the money, and there are people who, who in need. There are people who in need. I get one hamper. I wasn't really in need of it so much. I give half to my neighbor who wanted, but they have a lot of people who in need are the hampers. Some people just get one hamper. You get money, write a check to buy hampers to carry to Tobago. The people in Tobago never get the hamper. And we asking them where the money gone. We have a group chat. You are calling where the money gone because it's over $800,000 they get from the church. You give people one hamper. Where the rest of money gone? When they ask them that, you telling them, oh, you're ugly, you're stupid, you're this, you're that, before you answer the question, where is the money? And this hurt me real bad. And it's a disabled person like myself who doing that to disabled people also. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. Well, we're trying to get him out, and he don't want to go. So, we are coming up with plans. Hopefully, we get him out and apologize to the church and see if maybe if it's a long shot that they would come back and assist us again. You know.
Thank you for calling, sir.
I see somebody saying Lion Star. This is, I don't know if that's the person, Lion Star.
He's saying it's a Mr. Thomas, the president of the Trinidad and Tobago chapter of disabled people.
So his status is Lion Star?
You know, that's Lion Star. He's sending the name of the person.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I didn't
Lion
know the
Star
name.
is sending the name of the person who is the president.
Probably met him once or twice, but I don't know him very well.
Yeah.
Let me take our last caller in this hour.
Wow.
Good afternoon.
Hello?
Good afternoon.
Did you know that? Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm a member of the disabled community. Good afternoon to my brothers and sisters, Mr. Fraser and the panel. I am in full support of everything that is being said because this executive needs to be held accountable, whether it doesn't matter if they're disabled or not. This has far-reaching consequences for the disabled people in Trinidad and Tobago in the organization and outside of the organization. Because we have to remember this organization is an international organization. We have a local reputation to uphold and an international reputation to uphold. And we are asking publicly that the current board either step down, forthwith, resign, and call an election. They have to be held accountable because this executive is of the opinion because they're disabled, they cannot get touched and they can get away with anything. And they have to understand that just because you're disabled, don't mean you could do what you want and get away with it. Because they can make space for you. Mommy, I want to say this. Because they can make space for you in the jails if they need to. So I'm asking publicly, please, the executive needs to do the right thing.
Thank you.
And I'm in full support of my members.
Sure. I'm seeing a post from somebody, Lion Star. And this is what they're saying. And this is being used as a political football because everyone who is calling is people who from the Dream Team slate. I'm not sure. I wasn't aware that there was, I don't know. I know, remember Ms. Valerie said that they're going to challenge the executive. So they probably have a slate of candidates who have come together. Lion Star is saying Valerie Tuse Antoine is also campaigning to be the next chairman of the TTDPI. You get lots of information, Lion Star. Well, show your hand and let me know who you are. I'm just curious. But listen, when we come back in the next hour, we'll continue this conversation.
Okay.
Right? So we go to News Center 5 at 5 though at this time. Very important. With
Kevin Garcia.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Broadcasting from Port of Spain, Trinidad, this is the most influential name in radio, I-95.5. Live local coverage you can depend on. This is News Center 5 at 5.
3 suspects illegal arms, ammunition, and narcotics netted during anti-crime operations. The mother of a man missing for 2 weeks fears he is dead, and in Jamaica, 2 feared dead after being swept away by floodwaters in the island. Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. Now with the news in detail, I am Kevin Garcia. Police nabbed 3 suspects and seized illegal arms and ammunition during anti-crime operations. The TTPS says the exercises were conducted in the Southern Division yesterday. According to a TTPS statement, at approximately 9:10 last night, officers of the Southern Division Task Force were on an anti-crime operation along the San Fernando bypass when they conducted a stop-and-search exercise. During the investigation, they discovered a brown revolver and 2 rounds of .38 millimeter ammunition in his shoulder bag. The items were seized, and the 28-year-old driver from 6th Company Circular Road, Indian Walk, was arrested. Earlier, the TTPS says officers from the Laramine Police Post were on patrol along Hector Street, Laramine, when they spotted a man wanted in connection with a series of robberies and shootings in the area. The TTPS reveals that upon seeing the officers, the 26-year-old man from Hector Street, Laramine, turned and walked quickly towards his premises. The officers called out to him, but he then tossed the bag into an open lawn area. On retrieving the bag, officers allegedly found 156 grams of cannabis. A further search of his person resulted in the discovery of a revolver with 2 rounds of .38 millimeter ammunition. The suspect was arrested and conveyed to the San Fernando police station, and in a separate operation, officers observed a man known to them walking along Hector Street, Laramine. Upon seeing the police, he attempted to enter the gate of a house, which aroused their suspicion. During a search of his person, they found a Beretta .380 pistol with a magazine containing 1 round of ammunition. The 28-year-old man was arrested. The mother of a man missing for 2 weeks fears he is dead. Junior Taylor was last seen in Point Forte on October 25th. He was said to be in the company of a female. The driver, who was with him, has also not seen him since. His mother, Jackie Taylor, wants answers.
Bought 2 phones from Digicel in Point Ponte. I was scanning for a girl, right? And what happened, I think the girl and her boyfriend and my son had a big dispute already, right? Then the girl left and she went with her next boy, and my son and the next boy had a next dispute again. So I know all that is the cause of everything, right? So that is why my son is missing right now. You understand? They said they saw her. They saw my son with the girl by KFC in Point Ponte the Friday night. She had on Muslim garb.
Miss Taylor fears the worst.
I heard the guy is saying that one of the guys saying that he killed him. So it's on the ground. Everybody's saying that because they said the guy said so. So I can't say what is true, what is false. I'm just saying what I'm hearing. So I went to the police station in Point Ponte. And when I went there, I gave them the report and things, but I haven't seen anybody taking any action. You understand? So I don't know how long it has taken for that to happen. And I just came from Superior, but it said that they cannot do anything because they cannot overrule the Point Ponte police. So I have to go back to Point Ponte and find out who is the investigating officer.
The Hunter Search and Rescue Team is a part of the effort to find 43-year-old Mr. Taylor. And a lighter side of things, businessman Suvesh Ramnarayan is alive and well. Mr. Ramnarayan, a.k.a. Cooksey of Warrenville, was kidnapped on October 13th at Rob's Bar along the southern main road, Cunupia. Reports this morning say he was freed at around 2 a.m. in the Cunupia area. He was reportedly taken by several men dressed in tactical wear resembling police uniforms. Some of the perpetrators' kits had the word police written in white on the back. Police sources told the Express searches were conducted throughout the Cunupia and Chaguanas communities. A ransom of $3 million was demanded for his safe release. And to some news now outside of Trinidad and Tobago. In Jamaica, a search is underway for two people believed to have been washed away in flood waters in the Luida Vale area of St. Catherine yesterday. Head of the St. Catherine North Police Superintendent Hopton Nicholson says the two occupants were seen aboard the motor vehicle yesterday evening traveling through the area, which was experiencing heavy rains. The vehicle was reportedly swept away by floodwaters. Superintendent Nicholson says there was no sign of the occupants up to this morning. However, the vehicle was located.
Two persons have been missing. We can't say they were washed away. We only saw the vehicle. We heard that two persons were aboard. The two persons that were not seen since the vehicle went in that water. So we don't know if they were washed away. We don't know what the situation is. So search is on,
That story there brings us to the end of your news to 5 o'clock. As we go, here's another look at the headlines. 3 suspects, illegal arms, ammunition, and narcotics netted during anti-crime operations. The mother of a man missing for 2 weeks fears he is dead. And in Jamaica, 2 feared dead after being swept away by floodwaters. I am Kevin Garcia. Thank you so much for staying with us. Our next Major News Center 5 can be heard this evening at 6 o'clock.
News Center 5, live local coverage you can depend on. I-95.5, the most influential name in radio.
All we need is community. Together it's you and me. Let's venture and make your dreams come to life. We are here for your every need. Help you financially. We are a family. So come inside. Venture Credit Union is the place you should go when you're in need of a loan. Venture Credit Union is the place you should be for financial stability. Yo, oh, oh. Let's venture together. Let's venture together. Let's venture together. Venture Credit Union, we offer all types of loans, vehicle loans, mortgages, debt consolidation, education, medical expenses, and home repairs. Why just dream when you can venture?
So grateful for this precious life. Embrace it with a fearless stride. Think so deep to turn your dreams to reality. With a bright future on your side, through every journey you will find what you've earned and accomplished, you don't deserve to be. Embrace life with Guardian Life. Only you can pave the road for your legacy. Embrace life with Guardian Life. Every step is one step closer to live easy. Life, health insurance, and pension solutions. Embrace life with Guardian Life.
Feeling overwhelmed? Whether you're dealing with a stressful situation, anxiety, depression, or just need to vent, talking to someone you trust can make all the difference. It can be a friend, family member, or a professional. Don't keep your feelings bottled up. Talk about it. Visit health.gov.tt or findcareTT.com for online resources, or call the National Suicide Prevention Hotline at 800-COPE. That's 800-2673. A message from the Ministry of Health.
The Voice of the People with Harvey R. Barris is now on every Wednesday on I-95.5 FM. Tune in as he discusses current affairs and more. Do you want the truth? Can you handle the truth? I love my country. The Voice of the People. Now, every Wednesday at 6:15 p.m. with Harvey R. Barris. Only on I-95.5 FM.
Ridiculous 6.5 is back.
Time to give them a day. Like a true back, baby.
What final performance Queen saw Saturday, 9th November?
Gid, you just come out the toilet?
Sorry, you should have lit a match.
You should have light a flambeau.
Best cast: Cecilia, George, Penny, Kern, Stefan, Rhodey, and Benny.
The best comedy for 2024 is having its final show.
Ridiculous 6.5 is back. One night only.
Tickets available. Norman Shoe Store, Long Circular Mall, Beachology, Mokarappa Road, Key Squared Stores, Brentwood Mall, Shogunas, Eastgate Mall, West Mall, Boutique Mall, and online at islandetickets.com.
Call 683-4843 for more info.
Ridiculous 6.5 is coming!
On radio, on YouTube, and on your smartphone, this is Tutor Speaks. We invite all listeners to tune into I-95.5 every Thursday morning at approximately 7:25 for Tutor Speaks, a program which highlights local, regional, and international issues affecting the education sector.
This is the 95 Afternoon Drive with Darian Marcel on the Eye.
This is crazy!
The other day, I went Venezuela and I fall in love with a señorita. I hardly know the lingo, but I really know what she know. I try out the old Zeppo, see me making signal for school and I'm singing me muchacha, dice mucho bien a mi amor. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Me muchacha, dice mucho bien a mi amor. The mommy rich, the papi rich, the uncle rich, muchacha, the brother rich, the sister rich, and I drive them over. Bilim bilim bim bilim bim bum bim. Bilim bilim bim bilim bim bum bim. Lam bam 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 bilim bim bum bim. Lam bam 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 bilim bim bum bim. Bilim bilim bim bilim bim bum bim. Bilim bilim bim bilim bim bum bim. Tell me boy, come chat with me fabric. It is not too far, we pass through the subway. Well, I meet this man in a bar, so I take a drink with my pa. I tell him what you come from, and I start to kiss the woman, and I'm singing, me muchacha, me say mucho bien, dame el amor. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Me muchacha, me say mucho bien, dame el amor. The mommy rich, the papi rich, the uncle rich, muchacha, the brother rich, the sister rich, and I drive a motor car. Bilim bilim bim bilim bim bim bim. Bilim bilim bim bilim bim bim bim. Lam bam 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 bilim bim bim bim. Lam bam 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 bilim bim bim bim. Bilim bilim bim bilim bim bim bim. Bilim bilim bim bilim bim bim bim. Following night, they held a fiesta. She got so tight, she started to samba. Then she tell me jump in the ring, let me dance and do me thing. Boy I wail but I start to grind. I had something else on my mind and I'm singing me muchacha, they say mucho bien dame el amor. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Me muchacha, they say mucho bien dame el amor. The mommy rich, the papi rich, the uncle rich, muchacha, the brother rich, the sister rich, and I drive in motor car. Break away! Bilim bim bilim bim bim. Bilim bilim bim bilim bim bim bim. Amigos, baila, baila, amigos. Bam 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 bilim bam bim bim. Bilim bilim bim bilim bim bim bim. Bilim bilim bim bilim bim bim bim. Bam 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 bilim bam bim bim. Remember that madness is gladness. Crazy. Bilim 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 bim bilim bim bum bim. Lam bam 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 bilim bim bum bim. Lam bam 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 bilim bim bum bim. Bilim bilim bim bilim bim bum bim. Bilim bilim bim bilim bim bum bim. Lam bam 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 bilim bim bum bim. Lam bam 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 bilim bim bum bim. Bilim bilim bim bilim bim bum bim. Bilim bilim bim bilim bim bum bim. Bam 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 bam. Look you, what's that the villain? Bam 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 bilim bim bum bim. Bilim bilim bim bilim bim bum bim. Bilim bilim bim bilim bim bum bim. Bam bam bim 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 bilim bim bum bim. Bam 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 bilim bim bum bim. Muchacha, buenos días, señorita, padre, muchachos, infantos, al muchacha, buenos días.
This is the 95 Afternoon Drive with Darian Marcel on the Eye.
Welcome back. Welcome back. There's been we read a message, Cameron,
Yes, sir.
from the Lion Star. And that I'm being told by Cameron that is
Well, he sent a text here that I am the president of the Trinidad and Tobago chapter of Disabled Peoples International.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if he's just, saying that because
well,
I can't make out that profile.
Landstar, if you want to speak with us on these issues that have been raised by your members, feel free to call us at 628-4955 and they will punch you through and we will take your call.
So the security,
Yeah, because we will be happy to hear your side of the issue.
If you are the president.
If you are the president.
Yeah.
I will be happy to hear I will happy to hear your thoughts on the issue. Right? So call us, but all the same, we are going to open up the lines
for members.
You want to do the next 10 minutes of members?
No, if you're going to open up the lines for only members.
No, what do you think? If you do that for the next 10
Well,
minutes?
Yeah, because it's been a while since, they get it. Yeah, today is Disabled Day.
You want to do that?
Yeah, all the disabled people.
So Cameron, I go in with your
Yeah.
I go with your recommendation,
Yeah,
right? So
so-
Cameron's position I support in that we are going to keep the lines open only for people who are physically challenged and who belong to the Trinidad and Tobago chapter of the Disabled People International. I hope I get that right.
Yeah.
And let them call in. And of course, if you don't agree with the thoughts and views shared by others who called in, feel free to call and give your thoughts. You may have a different perspective, and we'll be happy to hear, open to hear your thoughts, right? Call us, and let's start taking calls. Only,
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Lion Star is calling from us. That is his page, right? That is his name, Lion Star.
Okay.
I would like to ask Lion Star one question if he ever come on the radio station, right? Seeing that he rather keep a sports day than feed the people, if he find that was the right move he make, because the money was spent on the sports day. Because after the sports day, we could not go to Tobago to give out the hampers, because he said it had no money to go to Tobago to give out the hampers. So I want to know if one day a sport did worth giving out hampers to people who in need for the rest of the year, if he find that it worth what he did. That's what I want to know.
All right. So
Thank you for calling. 622-3937. 622-3937. Good afternoon. Welcome.
Hey, Darian, good afternoon, brother.
good afternoon.
I'm Cameron.
No, well, let me tell you, what we said was that we only taken calls from members of the disabled community and their
That belong to the organization. But Darian, I have a concern being disabled too.
All right, here.
I'm blind.
Okay. I hear that.
Right? And if quarter that Cameron and Darian is true, I heard about the organization. Never accessed anything from them, but if quarter that is true, I would like to hear his side of the story. I don't believe 300 Frenchmen, everybody saying the same thing, could be wrong. And that is a sad state of affairs, Darian and Cameron. Because because it come like you spoil how food there, because if you get an international organization like that, it is seems to contribute. And now, because of lack of transparency, they will pull back. You know what I mean? And then in the whole now, everybody else in the disabled community, Darian, you see, this community is very important. Suffering now, who could I get a little hamper and get a little hand up, now has to feel the pain for one individual or what they are saying. So, Darian, I just hope this is sorted out. There's an election, and if the people decide to rise up now, I have no problem with that. But this is a sad state of affairs if money is given to do something which is to feed people or to uplift the disabled community through cross Trinidad and Tobago. That is what the money is used for. It's not your personal money for your personal frolic or fiesta. So, Darian boy, I'm listening and I want to hear more. And as I say, by the drop of a hat, Darian, they cannot disable no brother. You understand what I'm telling you? Drop of a hat. So you don't know how you're going to end up medically. So this is a very serious case. So I listen, Darian and Cameron, brother.
Thank you for calling.
Thanks,
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Hey, skin back. Donald Trump won the election because.
Think you have the wrong frequency. Yeah. 622-3937.
That's what is going on other stations.
622.
People's calling us.
No, people don't pay attention. They don't listen. Yeah. 622-3937. And it's a call for Mr. Thomas to contact the radio station.
Yeah, the Lion is Lion what? Lion Star.
Lion Star.
Feel free to call us at 628-4955 downstairs, and they'll punch it through. They'll punch it through.
We have another call. Good afternoon. Welcome. Good afternoon.
Hi, good day. Thank you so very much for bringing up issues that facing the disabled community. I'm disabled myself. I'm a retired professional. I mean, I don't undergo what my brethren undergo on a daily basis. It's horrible. But we all second-class citizens. Anyway, concerning the issues with DPI, I'm very worried that we have a creeping dictatorship happening right now, where the chairman seems to want to forego the elections and remain in power. And, I'm kind of a little worried about that because he hasn't sent out notifications for the upcoming AGM and elections. So it seems he wants to stay in power, and I'm kind of worried about that. Okay, so that's basically what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you for calling.
Okay.
622-3937. 622-3937. So all these people wanted was accountability. They don't want any profits. They don't want any thank you.
Well, they want accountability.
Just accountability.
Well, there's two sets of people.
Transparency.
If what they're saying is, if they're saying the truth, the donor stopped because they wanted accountability.
Yeah,
and a matter of fact, the lady said that the donor had a Zoom meeting with the members
Yeah.
who resigned. And they also said that they decided not giving any further contributions. Apparently, from what we were told, that they plan to give, apart from what they allocated this year, they were going to give again next year. So all of that is now cut. That hard.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Darian.
Good afternoon, brother. Welcome.
And good afternoon to my friend. Well, I need disabled area to myself. Disabled for the entire.
I know that, brother.
Right. And if there's somebody who could see a little better than somebody, or could move a little better than somebody, and in charge of monies or goodies for the people who lesser able than them, and they abusing it, they should be doing something in the prison also, because you can see better than somebody, you can move better than somebody, you can move faster, you can read, you can write everything better than somebody, and you taking advantage of a situation where you can help somebody, and you taking advantage of that situation by stealing the funds. No, we should be walking up the same steps at Knox Street in Port of Spain. Should be walking up the steps in Knox Street in Port of Spain to answer a question inside there.
Well, I don't know the extent of the problem, but clearly, it's interesting, right? So the members who were here spoke.
Yeah.
But the people who called in, we don't know who they are. I don't know them.
Yeah.
And but they were speaking freely. So it was Lion Star who told me that Valerie is my friend.
Yeah, it's your good friend.
And she is. And I worked with Valerie, with Tom, for the Blind Welfare Association for years, helping them do stuff. So they would have come to me some time ago, and this guy, Lion Star, was with them when they came, and I assisted them. And then they brought this issue to my attention and raised concern. They've been asking me for an interview a little while. So I asked them to give them the opportunity to do it. And so you have the same opportunity. But if points, what I find strange, so if the people who came in here is a slate, which they're entitled to, the people who calling in, we are not for all we're doing is letting them call randomly, and they call in and raising the concerns. They're sharing the same sentiments, and they seem to be very hurt. Let's take some more calls. Good afternoon.
Hello.
You need to lower the volume on your radio, miss.
Or move away from the radio.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm very glad for this subject of the disabled. Can you permit me to just veer a little from the topic of the election and the organization?
No, I want to stay focused on the topic.
But
when
I'm on the topic of the disabled.
Well,
what's the question, Darian?
The issue here is the subject matter. What are your concerns?
Okay, my concern is that you look around in business places, events, and so on, and you will see disability parking signs. Okay? But do you know that there is no government department for which you can approach for a sticker, to obtain a sticker to indicate that you are a disabled person, it allow you to park in these places?
I'm not aware.
Personally, I've done it. I've called on the various ministries, and you know what they told me? They said, well, it is legislation. We are waiting on legislation to correct that issue. But in the meantime, what people do is that they source it, the sign from the internet, laminate it, and they put it on their vehicle.
That's very wrong what you're telling me there.
And that is what I was told.
Not very wrong.
From a department.
Very wrong.
Yeah. They do not have investigation. You can investigate that. I will. Have a department
that you can approach with regard to a sign, a sticker, a sticker
Uh,
they do not have.
all right. I'm glad I'm happy. Thanks for raising
you for
that, right?
calling.
And we will follow that. I will follow that. Good afternoon.
Right. No, we have no callers at the moment.
Yeah.
6223937.
You know, I at times I travel and
You want to
even here.
remind the people who now coming from work on what we're talking about?
Oh yeah. We could do that, right?
Yeah.
This afternoon in the first hour, we had interviews with members of the executive who has tendered their resignation of the Trinidad and Tobago Disabled Association, International Association, or Internationally Disabled Organization of Chapter of Trinidad and Tobago, and they have made some very serious
Allegations
and allegations about misconduct in office, misappropriation of funds, and so on, and lack of transparency and accountability about monies given by a donor for the purpose of giving hampers on a monthly basis to members of the organization who are physically challenged. And we've entertained calls from members of the disabled community, and all the calls we have gotten as aligned with those concerns, and we continue to have the conversation. And Cameron Fisher's instruction to me was that we will only take calls, we will continue the discussion, and we will only take calls from members of the
Trinidad and
disabled
Tobago chapter
of
Disabled People International.
On this specific issue. I took calls from man, one of my other colleague, because I know that they have disabilities as well, and therefore I facilitated that, and I will with other people in similar situations. But we want to keep this conversation going on this issue. So if you're
a member,
if you're a member, or if you're physically challenged and you feel you want to call in, this is the opportunity to do so. If you're not, please just listen, right, and give way to these people to call and express their concerns, right?
And the numbers to call 622-3937. That number again, 622-3937.
Call us and we'll be happy to take your call. Lion Star, if you want to call us, we gave you the number to call, 628-4955. Call us. And I don't see what my relationship with Valerie. Had to do with it. You get a free opportunity to call and so on, right? So call us and give your side of the story. We're happy to hear that. We'll be happy to hear from you. I didn't know the slate thing. I didn't understand that.
What's the slate?
Well, he's suggesting that that Landstar was expressing the view that I know Valerie, which I do, and that all the people who were here and calling in were part of a slate, was on a slate. I don't know about the slate. I know that they have all resigned and they are challenging the current executive. And we didn't organize no calls for nobody to call in to spread any propaganda. The lines were open for members of the association to call and express their views on what they heard, and the line is still open for any member of the association or anyone who is disabled and have an interest in this issue to call. And you don't have to share the same view as those called. If you have a different view, a different position, feel free to call us. Call us at 622-3937. This is an important issue. Very, very important issue. And we want to talk about it because if the views that have been expressed, if there's truth to it, then we have a serious situation. And they are all citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, and therefore they must have a voice. If there's suffering and challenges taking place, then we must intervene. We must give them a hearing and we must intervene. They must get the opportunity to express their concerns and and hear it and try and find a solution. Good afternoon.
Oh yeah, you mentioned the issue about the slate.
Yeah.
Okay. The issues with Lion and the misappropriation of funds was started like let's say about 4 months ago. The slate was formed like a couple weeks ago, right? So one has nothing to do with the other. Okay. The slate we were due for election, and therefore you form a slate. That's the simple explanation for that. We just put together people to be part of the slate, and it had nothing to do with that original issue of misappropriation. Okay, thank you very much.
Sure.
Thank you for calling 6223937. Yeah.
Oh boy. This for me it's sad. If there's truth to the views expressed, it's challenging. It's sad, and we must fix this. And all of us have a responsibility to find a way to contribute to the fixing of this, and and to getting a better outcome. And
We have a caller.
Good afternoon.
So
Yes.
we need Cohen Thomas to say something because he not saying that. Look, he have a opportunity to defend himself, and he not doing that.
Well, I gave a number that he can call, and we
Yes,
will
I know
put him
that.
on the
I
line.
listening, and he's not doing that. And this is what I've been doing for the longest while. After the sports, we asked, we say, Cohen, what going on with the hampers for the disabled people? Boy, it no money. Why me it no money? The sports. We go get back the money. How we getting back all that money? What are you doing to get back the money to do the hampers, right?
What kind of money you talking about? You have an estimate?
Listen.
Huh?
As far as I heard, the organization give us $600 and something $1,000, right?
What did you just say?
Wow.
$600 and something $1,000 the organization give us, and I could tell you what I not remember the board, but I could tell you what was said. The money was to be spent on the office, to refurnish the office, to buy laptop, and to feed the people at Trinidad, the disabled people at Trinidad and Tobago. For the rest of the year, wherever day they give the money, the hamper is supposed to run from that date till December. Right? Up to now, 5 months gone, and we on the 6th month.
So, question: if you have any information, right? How many rounds of hampers was given out?
All right. So my knowing, Tobago get 1, or Tobago get 2, right? And Trinidad get about 1. I do 2. I think I do 2 before that. I could say I average it at about 6. I could be wrong, about 6, right?
So my question is, how many were the number of hampers given out in these travels? About how much?
It's supposed every month supposed to be 121 hampers per month.
At what kind of value?
The hampers to me look like about 1,500
per hamper.
What?
Yeah, it could be a little less than that.
$1,500?
Yes.
That's a big hamper.
Oh, we lost him.
That's plenty money there, boy. $1,500 on a hamper.
I'm looking at some previous texts there coming out from Lion Star. Darian Marcel, I also know that you and Valerie Toussaint Antoine is also great friends.
Yeah.
And this is being used as a political football because everyone who is calling is people who from the Dream Team slate.
How I gonna
tell me something up? I'm now about to ask, but tell me something about the Dream Team slate, Darian. I'm not familiar with the Dream Team slate.
Neither me.
We talk about Dream Team slate now.
You hear that mention?
But he texted, that this is from quoting.
Well,
from,
I would expect
from Lion Star.
I would expect he would know that because he would know who are his challengers. But that nothing with me. I'm not involved in that. If you want to bring you and your slate, come. I have given you the opportunity.
The Dream Team is the other crew who's getting ready to take that position. I wonder. as the name of the team campaigning.
Well, that's what he
But remember,
suggested.
election is in the air,
Well,
as you
supposed to
mentioned.
be. Yeah, they say that.
We have a call on the line. Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I called earlier, but I don't know if you guys heard me because I had some technical difficulties.
We heard you very clear. The world heard you.
Is there
Yeah,
anything
but
that you forgot to
I
mention?
would just like to say this. This is not about being a political using this opportunity as a political platform or political football or whatever Lion Star wants to call it. This is about holding somebody accountable because the disabled community has been disrespected on all levels by all levels of persons within this community. It has people who are qualified, have qualifications and cannot get jobs, and they have to depend on the government. $2,000 a month cannot be sufficient for a person with disabilities who may have medical issues and stuff like that. And if someone see the organization and wants to help the organization and members of the organization and Trinidad and Tobago at large, it is disgraceful for president who is disabled himself to be using the organization to his own advantages. And all we are asking him to do is to account for the things that he has done within the last couple of months and call an election.
Question to you, ma'am.
Yeah?
Are you on a slate to any elections here?
Am I on a slate?
Yeah.
Right now, I am on a slate, but right now that is not important.
No, I agree with you, but I just want to clear. To me, being on a slate doesn't take away from the fact that you're a member of an organization raising concerns. And to me, the issue here are the concerns.
Whether the callers are on a slate or not, is not the concern. Too many times, people have gotten involved with organizations like the Disabled People's International and taking advantage of whatever funding or whatever the organization gains from the government or whatever, right? Because over the last couple, I've been a member of the TTDPI organization since I was 15 years old, right? That's 28 years now, give or take a couple of years. And right now, I have to re-register as a member because since Mr. Thomas has taken office, my name cannot be found on the list. And nobody can tell me why. Now, for me to be able to vote in any elections, if elections are being called, I have to pay a registration fee and re-register according to Mr. Thomas, right? He has also changed the registration form without the knowledge and approval of the general membership. So tell me who's wrong.
Time will tell.
Only time.
I want the general public to tell me who is wrong. And anybody who says the disabled or people of the disabled People's International should not be complaining, I want to challenge Trinidad and Tobago saying, okay, we getting a certain amount of money when the money come. Anybody who says $2,000 could suffice, I challenge anybody in the public to literally cap off the monthly income at $2,000 and try to live on it. Pay your bills, medical bills, feed your children or whatever. It's not enough. And we are not allowed to work. So there are many different issues affecting persons with disabilities. But we cannot allow this to continue in Trinidad and Tobago anymore.
Correct.
We cannot get jobs. you can't get access to certain things health-wise. We don't need people the disabled in Trinidad and Tobago cannot even access health insurance or insurance or at all. Because when you go to the insurance companies, they look at you as a liability, as though you're going to drop down that. But I'm asking Cohen, Mr. Thomas, with all due respect, stop beating around the bush and come out and face the members of the disabled community.
Thank you for calling.
Who has elected you into office? We put you there. So you need to answer to us.
I don't feel that figure was $1,500 per person. Doesn't make any sense. Per month. That number not adding up.
Well, $600,000 he said in
right.
hampers.
But how you will do
and
a
it's only
hamper per
100 and
person?
something hampers per month.
And how you spending $1,500 on a hamper per person?
Okay.
That to me is excessive.
Okay.
If you want to help as many people as possible.
Okay, so we have
the maths not mathsing.
Good. Define it. So which means if it's by 100 hampers, 1,500 a month, that is 150,000 per month, and they got 600 and something thousand allegedly. So
you wouldn't get if when you start, you want for 6 months.
Yeah.
So work the maths.
Okay.
Good afternoon. I think that's all right.
Call 622-3937. The phone lines are open for members of the DPI. Valerie Tousse Antoine is also campaigning to be the next chairperson.
And that can be a
of the
sin.
TTDP.
If she was the president, we wouldn't be having this issue. I'm sure about that.
We have a call on the line.
Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Listen, could you give the public the phone number for the disabled people, please?
I don't have a number for the disabled people, ma'am.
I now call TSTT and them don't have a number neither.
Okay.
No, I think
we're gonna one of the members is gonna call back.
What number are you looking for?
The guy with the wheelchair who does go around fixing disabled people.
Oh, that one. He didn't give us a number, but hopefully he's listening and he will give us the number.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
Okay, then, darling.
Thanks very much.
We have another call. Good afternoon. Sorry about that. Good afternoon. Welcome. Whoops. Hello. Are you there?
Good afternoon. I'm just saying another call. I'm listening to every word. Another caller said 175, Darian and Cameron, not 1,500. An earlier caller who seemed to know, remember the gentleman, he said 175-ish to 180, and that lady should be president. Okay, I'm gone.
Thanks very much.
Okay.
To the caller who called us in the last hour and told us he's the mechanic of the wheelchairs.
Yeah, he goes all over repairing wheelchairs. Please call us and leave a number because somebody's trying to reach you. I'm sure it might be more than one person trying to reach you. Good afternoon.
Hi, good day. You wanted information with regard to the hampers. Okay, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints gave funding for 1,450 hampers. All right, this is approximately 121 hampers per month.
At what cost?
Well, like
Average.
I said, I have no idea what it costs,
Okay.
but it was obviously over maybe 400,000, right? So, but that's the information now. Some hampers were given out, right?
Right, but I was trying to find out what was the average cost of per
value,
hamper.
what
What's the value per hamper?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have that information.
Okay, no problem.
Right, so, but basically it's 1,450 hampers was supposed to be given. By the way, and that's for the year.
Okay.
Okay, so, all right.
So the guy who is the mechanic, the wheelchair mechanic, also call us, please.
Okay.
And give us a number for him. Thanks very much for bringing clarity.
Right. No, I'm outside the organization since I actually retired. Resigned my post. I used to be the treasurer of this organization, but when I saw the kind of creeping dictatorship going on there, I decided I don't want to be a part of it, which may have been a bad thing. But
How long ago?
Yeah, but basically I was the first one of the executive to resign.
How long ago?
Right? And that was since like 2023.
So when you decided to resign, your reasons for resigning was what you perceived to be a creeping dictatorship?
That's right. Yeah, it had nothing to do with misappropriation. That came after. But I saw the signs, and I said, "Good God, I don't want this man to lead me." You know, I maybe should have tried. You know, I shouldn't have just resigned. You know, for that I regret. I should have, fought.
But it's
Right,
never too
but
late to fight, eh?
yeah.
Because in the interest of those who can't fight, in
Yes.
the interest of those who don't have a voice, somebody have to stand up for them.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that this is a disabled person that's doing it, a disabled person, and that's really horrifying, you know. So but that's the situation, and like I called earlier, and I'm really worried that this man wants to forego the elections and stay in power. This is what a dictator does, you know, and we feel kind of helpless. We don't know what to do.
Wow.
You know. Anyway, but that's why I said thank you so very much for bringing up this issue, because this needs to be brought up. This issue facing the community.
Yeah.
And hopefully, probably in the future, we could address the issue about the grant, which is obviously horrible, and you know, and how we could address to get an increase.
Sure.
Thank you for calling. Good afternoon. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Remember somebody called and said that you can make a sticker for yourself?
But he said that people were doing that
Yes,
because they
and
didn't have access to a state in terms of the legislation and the state having official stickers and so on.
Exactly. But I believe that to be true because I remember once I went to Price Mark and there was this guy, nothing was wrong with him. And he had a one of those things with a wheelchair disabled sticker on his car, and he used that to park in the disabled parking lot. And he went in and shop and very bravely come out and went to his car, and I asked him, I said, "You're not ashamed?" He said, "Yes, you got on my car." Again, see? And disabled, and nothing was wrong with him. So what that person said was quite true. Anybody can do that.
That's wrong, though, but thanks
you.
for calling.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Yes, I'm here again. I had called in earlier also. Yeah, I feel the reason why Mr. Cohen Thomas would not come up on here is because of this. We have a WhatsApp group, and we was asking him, to account for the money, where the money going, and things like that. And his reply was always be stupid, is a fool, illiterate. He wouldn't answer the question about the money. He would just go on a personal attack of you. So he cannot do that on the radio because the whole of Trinidad and Tobago would know, what he's made of. So there's one reason he would not. I don't think he would come on the radio because he can't use these kind of obscene and insulting words instead of answering the question. So that is my contribution.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon. This is the person I called. I was talking about the hampers, right? Now, my mother now tell me I'm totally wrong. She said the friend is a madman. It wasn't so much money, right? Because I got a hamper too. But what I'm saying, right? Cohen had the opportunity to make it easier on a person. Because remember, all right, disabled people that collecting the $2,000 from the government, most of us not getting the grant again, to get the groceries, to take it away from most disabled people, right? So you got no card to buy no grocery again. So it was good that, a person could have get something to help them too because, all right, I getting $2,000, a person getting $2,000, I rent to pay, and then buy food. Rent is $1,500. Your rent is $1,000. Then you have medical thing to say about how you surviving with this. How you surviving? So it was like a blessing in disguise when we see the hampers. Okay, it was a blessing. It was a blessing.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Welcome.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, hello.
Good afternoon.
Among the people with disabilities, there's this dishonesty, right? But it's best you apply the law go right through, you know. If your right hand offend you, cut it off. Because I can't understand that. Disabled people robbing this, or able people robbing disabled people, go out there, take off the hand. People have to learn somewhere or the other. They're not learning through intellect, so they have to learn by missing a limb. It's not I say so, no. The scripture says if your right hand offend you, cut it off. It's better to go into the kingdom of heaven, halt and maim, than to go into your whole body and your body in darkness. All right.
Thank you. It also says in the last days, men will be lovers of themselves.
The last days lasting long way.
Lovers of money, disrespectful to their parents, you know. And saga continues. So we have 2 minutes left, Mr. Marcel. Coming up, we have New Center.
This
5 at
sapped me
6.
all my energy, way.
So just imagine disabled people are being treated unfairly as well too as normal people. So it's everything. Everyone is affected.
Yeah.
And this is just from the organization alone. What about those who are not in the organization and don't have a voice?
Yeah, that's the point, you know. I gather the organization was trying to capture as many people as they could. You know, to give them a little.
And someone say why wait until election to raise all these concerns, or have these concerns been raised
from what
already?
like one of the callers, he said he resigned since 2023.
Yeah.
The rest here, everybody said they resigned since June. But the issue really is that they were trying to get our voice. They wanted to be heard.
Okay.
And we just provide a platform for them to express
Mr.
themselves.
Thomas sounds like a young person, because the lady there, she said how she spoke to him like a son.
Yeah, she said she told him that he could
Yeah.
be her son.
Yeah. How
All
tragic.
right. Very much so.
Okay.
I like Sankofa's final comment. Caller, it has nothing to do with a person's disability, but the mentality of the human being with shortcomings in the formations of their conscience.
Sankofa does go deeper, no?
Yeah. Ollie, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for calling. Thanks for listening. I really hope that we say some prayers and contribute to a resolution on this issue. Thank you all very much. Cameron, thanks as usual.
Welcome.
And
your friend will be with you tomorrow, you know.
Which one?
Your good friend, you know. The man with the gray hair. The old man. Let's be here.
All right.
Yeah.
But it's 6 o'clock, and we go to News Center 5 again now. All right. You go to news.
I wonder if he's a member of the organization. No, he's not a member. Anyway, let's go to News
Sankofa,
Center.
behave yourself, please.
Well, is that football thing?
We go to News Center 5.
At 6.
At 6.
With Mr. Lance Motley.
Have a good one, folks.
Broadcasting from Port of Spain, Trinidad, this is the most influential name in radio. I-95.5. Live local coverage you can depend on. This is News Center 5 at 6.